If they're not doing anything wrong, they shouldn't have a problem with you having their password for MySpace or Facebook. Because my mom, I mean, she'll come into the room. I used to hide my MySpace when she comes in. Now I have a Facebook and I don't care. You know, they walk in, they ask what I'm doing, they, you know, look at my site. You know, I'll give them their password if they ever ask for it.
MySpace and Facebook have become so popular with teenagers today, and as a parent, you should take time to see what your kids are posting online. Our mom-to-mom panel discussed this issue, and you may be surprised at what they had to say.
Who would like to start out? What would be the biggest concern, if there is one, that this group of parents should be keeping an eye on?
The computer. The computer is more effective than the cell phone, and that is a main problem. They can communicate through their computer. They can do just about anything. And the biggest thing you need to be aware of, they can purchase drugs over a computer with no prescription. There's a doctor sitting at the other end. They can tell them they have a pain, and they'll prescribe them something, and it's in the mail the next day.
I have 5 kids, but my oldest son has been graduated now from high school a couple of years, and I always thought I was the coolest, most open parent you can imagine with these boys. And then, and I thought I had pretty good tabs. I knew when they did things wrong and there were consequences. Then I come to find out like 2 years later now that he's graduated, and they joke about it now, the things that they got away with. And it was right in front of me, and I knew it. I knew some of the stuff they were doing, but I was distracted. I had younger kids, or I had other things I had to do, and you kind of get off course. And I think that as parents, we need to stay on it. We need to check their cell phones on a regular basis, or get on the computer and learn. If we don't know how to look things up on the computer, find out.
With a cell phone, again, also, children have the cell phone, and you're thinking you're keeping tabs on your child when they call in and check in with you. They can be anywhere when they're making that phone call. And my daughter was sometimes on the west side of Buffalo, and I had no idea she was over there. And she was making a phone call saying, "Oh, I'm doing okay, Mom, I'm here." You know, and there's no way to track it. And with the computer, it was on one of the Facebook, I think, nor it was MySpace. It was MySpace that my daughter was on. And she had put up a profile of herself, and she was representing herself as being a drunk and using drugs and things like that. And another parent, I didn't know how to monitor that at all, but another parent who was monitoring her son's MySpace traffic caught it and called me and alerted me that this is how my daughter is representing herself.
One of the things that is maybe a major player in these children getting their hands on drugs saved my daughter's life, and that was the computer. You know, I had the school saying, you know, this could be drugs, and I had a lot of test results come back negative. It didn't hit me until a friend, it was an acquaintance really, printed out my daughter's MySpace and handed it to me, that it was drugs, and it was serious drugs. My daughter is the same child you described, dancing. She's a point ballerina. She was a star athlete. She was dancing 3 nights a week in Sports 5. By 14, she started using, her first experience with marijuana was cocaine. Or should I say that opposite? Her first experience with cocaine was the first time she tried marijuana. So it was laced with cocaine. And then she played a great game of basketball. So, you know, she thought this was the greatest thing.
Well, knowledge is power, and by hearing these stories, we hope that this will help you open the dialogue with your children. Jody and Dick, tell me, do you think that parents need to do more policing on Facebook and MySpace and know what their kids are posting online?
Absolutely. They need to have the computer in a common space in the house. They need to be checking it. They need to be checking the websites. These kids are on there posing as people older. They're posing as people living in different areas. The parents need to check they also need to be checking their cell phones because these kids are using the cell phones to access the web, and they're doing the texting.
Tell me one thing to look for. You say to check cell phones, and I don't think I would even know what to look for.
Check their text messages.
You could just say, you could just see, I got the stuff. Well, that's the message. I got the stuff means is that they're doing something negative.
Okay, all right. So, and checking online, just making sure you know what they're posting, what kind of pictures they're putting up. Look at the pictures of their friends.
Look at the pictures, look at how they look in the pictures, look at what they're saying, because oftentimes what they're saying is the important piece.
Okay. When we come back, we are going to look at prescription drugs and the problems they're causing with kids today. And don't forget to watch the Kids Escaping Drugs Telethon tonight from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. right here on Channel 2. If you want more information about kids escaping drugs, you can go to KED.org anytime. They are there to help you.